If you love the momentum you get when you are launching, like you get excited, but to be honest, like you hate the pressure of relying on doing them every single month for cash injection, or having to even like manage your salary until the next launch, when you launch and then you're like, okay, this money needs to last until the next launch in 3 months or in 6 months. Just because you know that your sales always slow down when you aren't launching, then this episode is going to be perfect for you. And it's going to really be also your permission slip to actually do both launching and not launching and still make sales all the time. You're going to learn how a hybrid business model gives you stability and scale, and how to make it work for your business now, today. Like, we're going to speak about that today. To give you a bit of context, like I used to have 30 to 50 people in my group program, Elevate, for over 2 years, while only doing 2 launches per year and automating my sales with smart Evergreen sales funnel that generated sales on autopilot. People were always asking me, how do you make sales when I don't even see you talking about your offers in your stories, on your emails? Like, you posting content, but you don't talk about your offers. But I see that you have more people coming into your offers. So how do they come in your offers? And that was a moment where I was not doing any ads. I had like a few months of doing ads some years ago, but like that was not linked with this all organically. And that's because I used funnels and system. Hi, I'm Gwen, the strategy queen, and I help coaches and experts build evergreen sales funnels, 100K launch strategies, and advanced sales system that bring in consistent income without having to sell 24/7 or be glued to their phone. And today we're talking about why a hybrid business model, so having live launches and funnels, is the smartest move you can do in 2025. This is what I know about you right now. Okay. I know that you are most probably planning your next launch. Okay. You're planning your next launch and you're hoping that it is going to be the one that carries your revenue for like the next 6 months, 3 months, 2 months, or whatever you have as a period between your launches. You're probably feeling like you're always either on a launch, okay, or you are recovering from being too much on, you're recovering from the launch. And so you have like in your business really period where you like feeling up and then down and then up and then down. And I will talk about this feeling that we have during a launch when we have a lot of people signing up. And I'm saying this like I have led like challenges and multi-day event and masterclass with like between 300 and 600, 700 event people in. So I know how exhilarating, how exciting it feels to have all of those people like listening to you and like being like so on. But like I also know how it feels after that. Okay. And even though it feels like amazing on the moment, after that, like it is not the same feeling. And something that I also know about you, like before continuing with how we're going to do that, is that you might not be sure how to create consistency in between your live promotions, your live launches, without doing like flash sales. You're like, oh yeah, I can do a flash sales. Here is 90% discount on this. Here is 50% discount on this to make money. Or maybe even like you've already tried to go evergreen. Maybe you did build some systems, some funnels, but it didn't sell the way you hoped. So now you went back to like what you knew worked, which is launching. And here's the truth, like launches can work. They work. Okay. If you have great strategies, like, and I'm here to teach you that also, like you are going to make tons of sales. And evergreen by itself also work very well. But like relying on one or the other, it's what's for a lot of people are keeping them stuck, because honestly, both of them are amazing. Okay. Launching is amazing for momentum. Okay. Not just for sales, but also for visibility. Okay. When you launch, like you have so many new eyes on what you're doing, which is not something that happens if you are doing funnels, especially without ads, which is totally what I would recommend. Making them convert first organically if you don't want to spend so much money. But I already did a podcast episode and a YouTube video on this, so you can just watch this if you were thinking about doing that, ads. So let's talk about the solution here with this hybrid model, okay? I feel that a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs that I'm working with at the moment do need a hybrid model, okay? And I think like a lot of people are a bit in the launch fatigue. So a business model with like a hybrid launch and evergreen is often built for momentum. Okay, it's built for momentum during the launches, and then it's built with stability, okay, in between them. The idea is not to be like, oh my God, I'm spending all my money that is in my company in between launches. Okay. And yes, it's cool to have money in your company, but this money is also to invest in yourself, to like go and hire this mentor, go into this retreat, go into this mastermind. It's not just so to pay yourself for like 3 months because you're not making any more sales after your launch. This means also that your income doesn't drop to zero, okay, if you take time off. If you take time off, the income that you make, like what your company is also generating, is never going to be to zero. If I go on holidays for a few weeks, I always create funnels before if I didn't have for this specific offer, depending on what I'm doing. And I make the same income when I'm in holidays than when I'm not on holidays. Of course, it's a bit of preparation work, but I just turn it on and I turn it off. It also means that your audience, when you have this hybrid business model with the launch and the evergreen, it means that your audience isn't cold by the time you launch again, because they have been nurtured and primed by your evergreen systems, and they probably bought more of your offers behind the scene. Okay, so when you were not launching anything with just your systems, your funnels, and that can be having a funnel from a free resource with like specific emails that are going to convert into a tripwire, into a low ticket offer, and from the low ticket offer, upgrading people into a second funnel is going to go into your mid ticket offer, a signature offer. These are all things, by the way, that I do with my clients, things that we do in one-to-one, inside Elevate, inside the Scalable Mastermind, inside the Funnel Mini Mind, inside the First Year's Funnel Workshop. Like this is what you have to be building if you are at the moment trying to scale without creating more offers, just with what you already have. Like you can easily make an extra 2K month for sure with just one more funnel if you have already one, or like just your first funnel. And this is really increasing also the average spend per client, because when someone is going to buy your low ticket, like they're always going to buy new stuff. And all of this without you actually directly pitching them. So when I first started launching, okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I loved the rush. Okay, I loved it. I loved the bam, bam, bam. I'm doing this, this, and this. Oh my God, people are loving it. Like I love the momentum, the sales, like all of it. Okay, the engagement. It felt amazing. I felt validated because I was putting things out and then people react to it. People are joining. Oh my God, I have hundreds of people coming into my free event. Oh my God, hundreds of people have downloaded my mini course at $44, or I can't remember what it is. It feels amazing. Okay. It feels amazing. Oh my God. Like from those hundreds of people joining my mini course, so many people are joining my signature offer at like $3,000. Like all of this is amazing. Yeah. It is an amazing feeling. But you can't build a business on this feeling, because if this feeling doesn't come up, okay, and you don't feel like this momentum, this energy, then you feel like shit because you're not making any sales. This is why you want to have, like, outside of those launches, to not have the deep after regarding your income, but also the deep of like motivation, of engagement, of no validation anymore if you're not in your launch exciting and all of the stuff. And if you want to go on holidays, you know, like you want to be able to have a business that generates the money, okay? Generates the money when you're here, generates the money when you're not here. And this is something also that you have to plan, obviously. And the weeks where I had no idea when my client was coming from, and that was like really happening after launching. I was launching at the beginning. I didn't really have like a strategy post-launch. Like now I make even more sales post-launch because of the momentum and because I know what to do just after. And I was just spending my time recovering from the burnout of the launch, which I didn't feel burnout at all during the launch, but I felt very burnout after the launch. And you probably have witnessed this for yourself or through other entrepreneurs, like online, just saying after their launch, oh, I'm going on holidays. And you're like, yeah, they're going on holidays because they're so tired. And I saw so many people, like, and I've heard that so many times, and it took me actually a while to reconnect to this feeling and to be like, dude, that was also you. Like you used to be like, do a launch, and then the day at the end of the launch, like you need to go on holidays, like goodbye everyone, I'm not posting anything, you can't ask me anything, you know, for like a week, because it is an energy sucker. And this, when I say it's an energy sucker, this is for me, okay? And this, I think, also depends a lot on your energy. Okay, what energy type you are, like how do you receive energy, how do you build up energy yourself? And of course that depends on so many things. If you're into human design, you can look into that. But like for myself, and if you are into human design, I am a manifestor. And so for me, my energy comes in burst. And so when I have a burst, I do a launch. But when I'm not in a burst of energy and I don't do a launch, I want myself to still come in every single month. Okay, I want to make the same income every single month. Of course, there was a little bit of like up and down, I'm not saying this like it needs your business to generate the same amount of money every single month. Okay. It's not like, I think, a criteria of success, but definitely like myself, I do pay myself as a salary, like 10K a month, like for many, many years, for a very long time, for at least, for sure, more than a year. And I think like one thing that is important here, I was just thinking about actually like one time I didn't, and that's because I did a big thing in my business, but I just want to stay transparent in this, to be precise. And so here, what I wanted to say is that for many years now, okay, so since 2022 to be exact, like I chose to have a hybrid business. And so I have both. I run launches when I feel like it, okay, but I'm not dependent on them because my systems are always working in the background. And launches, they have been amazing, okay, amazing at growing my community, feeling even more connected to them, running free event, like really seeing that I can help hundreds of people at once. And I can help also people who are not paying me because I love also to give back. And as I mentioned before, I do have an energy dip after some of my launches, and that's why I don't launch often anymore. That's something that I learned from how my body function, how my mind function. And so I launch when I feel like it, not because my strap account or my bank account unwise is like, oh my God, you need to put some money into this, babe. Like, no. And I think, by the way, that this energy of desperation, okay, when you have this frequency, this energy of desperation, launching is not a great time. It's actually the worst. Okay. So definitely not the best reason to launch is when, oh my God, I do need the money, what I'm going to do after. You're not going to have fun. You're not going to build momentum. You're not going to have hundreds of people signing up. So how do you make this hybrid business work in 2025? I'm going to share with you 5 points here. Okay. If I would suggest actually here that you have a notebook or you have your phones with your notes and that you write down those 5 points. So point number 1 is to anchor your business with one signature offer. Okay. One signature evergreen offer. And this is because you want this offer, okay, this signature evergreen offer, meaning people can join it at any time. So when I was speaking like about Elevate, Elevate being my signature offer, people can join at any time Elevate, okay, anytime. And so you can have a signature offer that people can join at any time as a low ticket, mid ticket, high ticket. It just needs to always be available, okay? And you want to have a system that sells this offer all year round. Okay, so my core offer, like Elevate program, it's been on since 2021 now. Okay, and even though the name stayed the same, just because I love it, it's to elevate every single part of your business and of yourself. It stayed the same. The content, obviously, the curriculum, everything about it changes every year, even like the messaging. And I used to have 30 to 50 people in this program with 2 launches per year and funnels. And now I'm completely rebuilding this offer and the funnels for it and the launches strategy. So it's, by the way, a perfect time to join us in Elevate if you are looking for your business home as you grow your income to like 10, 20K a month. Like, even if you're making nothing, if you're making 2K, if you're making 5K, if you're making 8K, if you're not making 10 to 20K every month, like in Elevate, you have everything that you need, and me obviously helping you getting there. Okay, so this was my point number 1, okay, having a signature evergreen offer that people can join all year round. The second point that is so important here is to use launches to accelerate, okay, really feel like it's an accelerator for your income and for your momentum and for your visibility and for the energy to also accelerate and kind of like burn you faster, right? But it's not a desperation tactic. It's not a desperation tactic to make money because you don't know how to make money. Launches, they should be optional, okay, when your evergreen system is solid. And this gives you like space to show up instead of just launching from the pressure and the desperation. And that's not how you want to feel. I know it. That's our point number 2. Okay. So we launch, but not from desperation. We launch, okay, to accelerate the momentum, accelerate the income, accelerate the energy. Then the point number 3 here is to warm your audience all year round with strategic free content. Okay. So it's not to warm your audience just like, okay, I warm my audience for 2 weeks at the beginning of my 1 month launch, 2 months launch, or 3 months launch, depending on like how the temperature of your audience. No, that's not just the time that you warm up your audience. You will warm up your audience all year round. And you don't have to always be on to warm up your community, but you need to always be relevant. Your content, your free offers always need to be relevant. And content should lead somewhere. Okay. And when I was saying, like, people were like, oh my God, Gwen, you never talk about your offer, which is not my strategy at the moment, by the way, but I could also reuse this strategy if I wanted, to not talk about my offers in my free content. I was directing everything towards a funnel, towards a free training, building my pool of hot leads on my email list, segmenting my audience depending on what they were interacting with in terms of the pieces of content that I was creating. And I was creating maybe like 3 pieces of content per week at this time. Your audience will be constantly engaging with your brand when the pieces of content are not just like Instagram posts, by the way. And you see it like when you look at the views, when you look at the likes and the engagement in general. So I'm looking even more at the views than the likes, but just like to give you an idea compared to probably a few months ago. And I was having a discussion with one of my clients inside Elevate today about this, like when I'm recording this. And it is not stable. This is why like we drive people towards our email list, okay? Social media and following up with the algorithm changes is so exhausting. Algorithm is always going to change and you're not owning social media. This is why you need to drive your community towards your email list with free resources or even like low ticket offers to really like help them build this trust, but also like they can see how you're working. So keep this in mind. For now, we have point 1, which is having a signature offer that people can join all year round. Then we had point 2, using launches, but not because you're desperate for money. And point 3 was to build a pool of hot leads on your email list with free or low ticket content, or even both. You can do a bit of free and a bit of low ticket to build your email list. You don't need to have a big email list, by the way. Like I always had an email list of less than 2,500 people and still made 30, 40K months. Okay. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't. Let's go to our point number 4. So you want to segment your offers so you don't try to sell everything at the same time. So what I mean is that when you have a hybrid model, it isn't about like stacking 10 offers at once. Okay. It's not about like selling all of the stuff all the time or being like, okay, in June, I'm going to sell this offer. In July, I'm going to sell this offer. How fucking boring is this? In August, I'm going to sell this offer. Like when you have offers that are already existing, like you shouldn't need to launch them. I have clients who never launch anything. Okay. You don't need to always be launching. I have some clients that launch all the time. Okay. It is really about like your energy. And when I'm saying like launching this offer in July, this offer in June, this offer in August or whatever, for me, it feels like, ugh, but if for you, it feels good, by the way, it's fine. Okay. It is fine. If for you, it is feeling good, like there are really like different models for everyone. It's just like, I don't want you to think that you have to do this. You actually don't have to do this. Like you can definitely do this another way without launching, without even talking about your offers. Okay. It's really about knowing like which offer fits the right time, like right now, and which offer do you want to talk about, and being more in tune with like yourself and the spontaneity, like, I think that's an English word, in creating content. Like I was talking with one of my clients recently on like, she was saying about freebies, it's complicated to create a freebie because you need to create the freebie, the landing page, the email sequence, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, for sure. If you see it like this, it's complicated. But like what I do is that sometimes I create a piece of content and I'm like, oh my God, I want to talk more about this. Then I take my phone, I record a training on this, like a 20-minute training. And then if you have a VA, you could write an SOP for your VA. And every time you do this, like she will create the landing page for you. She will create all the delivery for you. And so all you had to do is to actually record the training. If you don't have a VA and you have a simple system like I do, I have 0 team member. Okay, I have 0 team member. I copy paste my stuff. It takes me 5 minutes. And You can have a simple landing page. You can also have zero landing page. Okay. And this is something that I teach in the mini chat automation freebie. So there's so many things that you can do. The mini chat automation setup is coming very soon, by the way, and it's free. So once you have funnels, once you have funnels that are going to guide people through a specific journey, the majority of your sale is going to happen behind the scenes. Okay. Because nurture will happen behind the scenes. Warming up will happen and build up behind the scenes. It will not be dependent on how you're feeling. Are you feeling energized? Are you feeling down? Are you feeling whatever? No. Our last point, number 5 here, okay, to finish. Stop thinking you have to choose, okay? You don't have to pick like evergreen or launch, okay? You're allowed to actually build a business that works for you and that works both ways. And you are allowed to change your mind and you are allowed to change your rhythm as you grow. So for example, I'm rebuilding a lot of my offers at the moment. So I am rebuilding my funnels, okay, from scratch, and some of my offers from scratch too. And so while I rebuild, okay, some of those offers, I want to launch some, okay? If it is a desire, if I have the energy, if I have like the inspiration of like, oh my God, I could do this masterclass and this, if it's to sit and like for hours trying to like tag my brain and it doesn't flow and feel good at all, I'm not going to do it like this. Okay. I'm going to do a funnel instead of doing a launch. Okay. I love a good launch, but I hate desperation. Like, this is not how I want to run my business. But if, let's say, I chose to launch, and if my launch was a flop, okay, it is normal that when you launch, sometimes it flops. Okay, let's normalize the flops as much as the high, Even if you have a good strategy, like you can have some flops sometimes. It depends on so many things. Okay, so let's say I do a launch and it flops and I only have a couple of sales. I usually don't care because I make sales all year round, okay, with my systems, with my funnels. And this is something that I really want for you because it is so relaxing, to be honest. And you just have to build those systems and just see like what you want to do for this offer. And now you want to do a launch, you want to do a funnel. An example is like I already sold spots for the funnel mini mind. Like it's a mini mind that I'm starting at the end of July. So it is in a month and a half, like 6 to 7 weeks that is going to start. I haven't even publicly announced it. I shared like two stories on Instagram about it, but it's all clients that are inside the workshop that I had a chat with during a call, and they signed up. Not because I did a launch, okay? Not because I did a free masterclass, but because I funneled people from a workshop towards a mini mind, okay? I might do the free masterclass, by the way. I might do a launch for it. It's going to depend. Today, I don't think so, but maybe tomorrow I will think so. And that's what I love about having funnels, having systems. It's because I can personally adapt what I'm doing in my business on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis, depending on what I want, my energy. And there is no rule, zero, nada. So if you are already here thinking like, oh my God, I need more of this in my life. Okay, I need more safety. I need more planning, and I need more doing what I feel like doing and not planning a launch that is going to happen in 3 months because I have no idea if in 3 months I'm going to feel like it to host this masterclass. What I invite you to do here is to really build the kind of business that makes consistent income and lets you launch when you want to launch. And this is exactly the work we're going to do in the funnel mini mind. Inside, we will build your evergreen sales funnel. You will do it with me by your side, optimizing your offer flow, layering like automation, and really picking my brain on like how to customize the things that you want to put in your funnel. All of this so you can sell without always being online. It's going to be super easy for you to add like an extra 2K month by having the funnels that we're going to build inside the 4 to 6 weeks funnel mini mind. Doors are going to open soon. You can DM me on Instagram already to get this early access at a very special price before I figure out all the details, the official starting date and everything, and put it on the sales page. When I'm going to put it on the sales page and it's going to be official, the price is definitely going to be a lot higher up. Thanks for listening to today's training on like why a hybrid business model is the smartest move in 2025. As usual, like if you like today's episode, be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any future training like this one. Bye everyone.